How I survived a group project. Have you ever felt like you were drowning in a sea of unmotivated teammates, missed deadlines, and endless conflicts? Today's story will take you on an emotional roller coaster through the challenges, disasters, and ultimate triumph of surviving the most difficult group project ever. If you've ever worked with others on a project, you'll definitely relate to this story. Make sure to subscribe to Story-Driven English for more captivating stories that will improve your English while entertaining you. My heart sank as Professor Jenkins announced the semester's final assignment. This project will count for 40% of your final grade, she said with a smile that seemed almost evil to me at that moment. And the best part? You'll be working in groups. The classroom filled with mixed reactions. Some students high-fived each other while others, like me, looked around nervously. I was Alex Chen, a second-year business student who preferred working alone. Group projects were my worst nightmare. In my experience, they always ended the same way, with me doing most of the work while others got the same grade for minimal effort. I've already assigned the groups, Professor Jenkins continued, crushing any hope of working with friends. She began reading names from her list. I held my breath, silently praying for good teammates. Group 5, Alex Chen, Sophia Rodriguez, Marcus Williams, and Emma Thompson. I looked around the room trying to identify my new teammates. Sophia, a girl with bright purple hair who always sat in the back row, gave me a small wave. I had never spoken to her before, but I had seen her scrolling through social media during lectures. Not a good sign. Marcus, a tall basketball player, nodded in my direction. He seemed nice enough, but rumors said he was barely passing his classes and spent more time on the court than studying. Emma, the class overachiever, looked equally disappointed with her group assignment. She pushed her glasses up her nose and frowned. At least I knew she would contribute to the project, even if she might try to control everything. Professor Jenkins explained the assignment. Create a comprehensive business plan for a fictional startup, including market research, financial projections, and a presentation. We had 6 weeks to complete it. As class ended, I approached my new group members. Should we exchange contact information and set up a meeting time? I suggested. Sure, Emma said, already pulling out her planner. We should start as soon as possible. This project requires careful planning and execution. Marcus shrugged. I have basketball practice most evenings, but I'm free on Sunday afternoons. Sophia was typing on her phone, seemingly unaware of our conversation. Sophia, I prompted. She looked up. Oh, sorry. Yeah, whatever works for everyone is fine with me. We decided to meet at the library the following day after classes. I left feeling uneasy. This project was too important to fail, and I already had doubts about my team. That night I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about all the ways this project could go wrong. What if Marcus never showed up? What if Sophia didn't do her part? What if Emma and I clashed over every decision? The anxiety was overwhelming. The next day I arrived at the library 15 minutes early and secured a study room. Emma arrived exactly on time, her arms full of textbooks and notebooks. I've already outlined a project plan, she said without greeting, spreading her materials across the table. I think we should divide the work like this. I'll handle the financial projections. Alex can do the market research. Marcus can work on the company structure. And Sophia can design the presentation slides. I was about to respond when Marcus walked in 10 minutes late. Sorry, Coach kept us longer than expected, he said, dropping his gym bag on the floor. We waited another 20 minutes, but Sophia never showed up. Emma was visibly annoyed, tapping her pen against the table impatiently. "Let's just start without her," she finally said. "We can catch her up later." We spent the next hour brainstorming business ideas. Emma wanted to create a meal delivery service for college students. Marcus suggested a sports equipment rental company. I proposed an eco-friendly clothing brand. "The clothing brand has potential," Emma admitted. "Sustainability is a growing market," Marcus nodded. "And we could incorporate sports apparel to target athletic customers." We were making progress when my phone buzzed with a text from Sophia. "Sorry, forgot about the meeting. What did I miss?" Emma rolled her eyes when I read the message aloud. "This is exactly why I hate group projects," she muttered. I sent Sophia a brief summary of our discussion and asked her to review it before our next meeting. We scheduled another session for the weekend and agreed on the eco-friendly clothing brand concept, which we named Green Thread. Over the next few days, I immersed myself in market research. I analyzed competitors, identified our target audience, and gathered statistics on the growing demand for sustainable products. I was actually getting excited about our fictional company. When Saturday arrived, I was the first to reach the library again. Emma followed shortly, carrying even more materials than before. "I've created preliminary financial projections," she announced, showing me spreadsheets filled with numbers. "But I need more specific information about production costs for eco-friendly materials." Marcus arrived 15 minutes late again, but at least he came prepared this time. "I've been thinking about the company structure," he said, showing us his notes. They were brief but showed he had given it some thought. To our surprise, Sophia walked in just a few minutes later. "Hey team," she said with a smile. "I've been researching presentation designs and found some great templates we could use. Maybe this wouldn't be so bad after all." The meeting went well. We assigned specific tasks to each person and set deadlines for the coming week. Emma created a shared online document where we could all update our progress. I felt cautiously optimistic as we left the library. But my optimism was short-lived. 3 days later, only Emma and I had updated our sections of the document. Marcus and Sophia were silent, despite my reminder messages. "We need to confront them," Emma said during our next meeting, which again only she and I attended. "This isn't fair to us." I agreed but suggested a gentler approach. "Let's try to understand why they're not contributing before we accuse them of anything." I called Marcus that evening. After several rings, he finally answered. "Hey, Alex. Sorry. I missed the meeting. My grandmother's in the hospital and I've been with my family all day." I immediately felt guilty for assuming the worst. "I'm sorry to hear that. Don't worry about the project right now. Take care of your family." "No, I want to do my part," Marcus insisted. "Can you email me what I need to work on? I'll try to get it done between hospital visits." Next, I messaged Sophia, who responded quickly. "Sorry for being MIA. I've been dealing with some mental health issues and fell behind in all my classes. I should have communicated better." Again, I felt bad for judging her. "Is there anything specific that would make the project more manageable for you?" I asked. "I'm actually good with design and social media. If I could focus on the marketing and presentation aspects, that would play to my strengths." I updated Emma on the situations with Marcus and Sophia. She was skeptical, but agreed to give them another chance. "But if they don't deliver this time, we need a backup plan," she warned. The next week brought new challenges. Marcus submitted his part, but it was clearly rushed and contained several errors. Sophia created a beautiful presentation template, but hadn't added any content. Meanwhile, Emma was becoming increasingly controlling, critiquing every piece of work that wasn't her own. One evening, as I was reviewing Marcus's section, Emma called me. "This is a disaster," she said without preamble. "Marcus's financial estimates are completely unrealistic, and Sophia still hasn't completed her slides. We're going to fail at this rate. We still have 3 weeks," I reminded her. "Let's call an emergency meeting tomorrow." All 4 of us met at the campus cafe the next day. The tension was palpable as we sat down with our coffees. "I'll be direct," Emma began. "We're falling behind schedule and the quality of work is inconsistent. If this continues, our grade will suffer." Marcus looked down at his hands. "I know my part isn't great. I've been distracted with family stuff, but that's no excuse. I can redo it this weekend." Sophia fidgeted with her coffee cup. "I've been struggling to understand what content to put in the slides. I'm not good with the business terminology." "Why didn't you ask for help?" I questioned. "I didn't want to seem stupid," she admitted. "Everyone in this group is so smart, and I felt inadequate." Emma's expression softened slightly. "We all have different strengths. That's the point of a group project. What if we reallocate some of the tasks?" I suggested. "Marcus, you're good with people. Maybe you could work on the customer analysis instead of the financial part. Sophia, you could focus on the visual branding and social media strategy, and Emma and I can help you understand the business concepts." Everyone seemed relieved by this suggestion. We spent the next hour reorganizing our approach, playing to each person's strengths rather than dividing the work equally. "We should also set up regular check-ins," Emma proposed. "Maybe quick video calls every other day to stay on track." For the first time, it felt like we were becoming a real team. We left the cafe with renewed energy and clearer direction. The next 2 weeks were intense but productive. Marcus excelled at analyzing customer demographics and creating user personas. Sophia developed a stunning brand identity and marketing strategy for Green Thread. Emma's financial projections were impeccable, and my market research provided a solid foundation for our business plan. But just as things were going well, disaster struck. 1 week before the deadline, my laptop crashed, taking with it several updated sections of the project that I hadn't yet uploaded to our shared document. I panicked and called Emma immediately. "My laptop died and I lost the updated market analysis and competitive research," I explained, my voice shaking. "Did you back it up anywhere?" she asked. "No, I was going to upload it tonight." I felt like crying. Hours of work gone. Emma was silent for a moment. "Okay, don't panic. Let's meet tomorrow and we'll figure it out." The next day, all 4 of us gathered in the library. To my surprise, no one blamed me for the setback. "We'll help you recreate the lost sections," Marcus offered. "I still have your earlier draft," Sophia added. "We can use that as a starting point." Even Emma was supportive. "These things happen. Let's divide the work and get it done together." For the next 3 days, we worked tirelessly. Marcus and I reconstructed the competitor analysis while Emma and Sophia worked on updating the market research. We ordered pizza, stayed late at the library, and motivated each other when energy waned. Marcus revealed an unexpected talent for finding obscure information, discovering valuable data about market trends that even I had missed the first time. Sophia's creativity brought our dry research to life with infographics and visual representations that made complex information accessible. Emma, whom I had initially thought was too controlling, proved to be an excellent coordinator, keeping us organized and focused. And I found that I had a knack for synthesizing everyone's ideas into cohesive strategies. With 3 days to go, we had not only recovered the lost work, but improved upon it. Our business plan for GreenThread was comprehensive, innovative, and professional. We scheduled one final meeting to review everything before submission. During that meeting, something unexpected happened. Emma brought cupcakes, Marcus brought coffee, and Sophia had created small GreenThread logo pins for each of us. "I know I was difficult to work with at the beginning," Emma said, distributing the cupcakes. "I'm used to doing everything myself, 'cause I don't trust others to meet my standards. But you all proved me wrong, and I was unreliable," Marcus admitted. "I've always used basketball as an excuse to avoid academic work I'm not confident about. Thanks for not giving up on me." Sophia smiled shyly. "You guys made me feel like my contributions mattered. That's never happened in a group project before." I was touched by their honesty. I've always dreaded group projects, I confessed. But this experience changed my perspective. We all brought different strengths to the table, and the result is better than what any of us could have created alone. The day of the presentation arrived. We dressed in green to represent our company, with Sophia's pins on our collars. Marcus, who had been terrified of public speaking, volunteered to start the presentation, having practiced his part constantly over the weekend. "GreenThread isn't just another clothing brand," he began confidently. "It's a movement toward sustainable fashion that doesn't sacrifice style or comfort." Emma presented our financial projections with clarity and conviction. Sophia navigated through her beautiful slides, explaining our marketing strategy with unexpected eloquence. And I concluded with the market analysis and growth potential, emphasizing the unique position our brand would occupy. Professor Jenkins watched with interest, nodding occasionally and taking notes. When we finished, the class applauded enthusiastically. Several students approached us afterward, saying our presentation had inspired them to think more about sustainable fashion. A week later, Professor Jenkins announced the grades. "Group 5, she said. "Your GreenThread business plan was exceptional. You demonstrated thorough research, realistic financial projections, innovative marketing strategies, and excellent teamwork. You've earned an A+. We exchanged excited glances. An A+, the highest grade possible. After class, we celebrated at a local cafe. "We should start this company for real after graduation," Marcus joked, but his eyes showed he was half serious. "Who knows?" "Maybe we will," Emma replied, surprising us all. "We make a good team." Sophia raised her glass of lemonade. "To surviving, the group project, and maybe to GreenThread's future." We clinked our glasses together, laughing. What had started as my worst nightmare had become one of the most valuable experiences of my college career. The group project taught me more than just business planning. It taught me about communication, patience, and the power of diverse perspectives. It showed me that initial impressions can be misleading, and that everyone has something valuable to contribute if given the chance. As we parted ways that day, I realized that I hadn't just survived a group project, I had thrived in it. And the connections we formed would last far beyond the semester's end. In fact, the four of us continued to meet regularly, even after the class ended. We became study partners, friends, and eventually, in our senior year, we actually launched a small online store selling eco-friendly products. It wasn't exactly green thread, but it was inspired by our fictional company. Today, 5 years after graduation, we still keep in touch. Marcus is a sports marketing executive, Emma runs her own financial consulting firm, Sophia is a creative director at an advertising agency, and I work in sustainable business development. We often joke that our careers were shaped by that single group project. Sometimes what seems like your biggest challenge can become your greatest opportunity for growth. That group project wasn't just an assignment, it was a life lesson in disguise. And for that, I'll always be grateful. Key vocabulary, repeated throughout. Group project, an assignment that requires multiple people to work together. Deadline, the final date or time by which something must be completed. Contribute, to give or provide something to help achieve a result. Teammates, people who work together as members of a team. Comprehensive, including all or nearly all elements of something. Assign, ours assignment, to give someone a task or piece of work. Brainstorming, a group discussion to produce ideas or solve problems. Presentation, a speech or talk in which a new product, idea, or piece of work is shown. And explain. Sustainability, able to be maintained at a certain rate or level, causing little or no damage to the environment. Financial projections, estimates of future financial performance. Market research, the action of gathering information about consumers' needs and preferences. Communicate, through communication, to share or exchange information. Challenge, a difficult task that tests someone's abilities. Strategy, a plan of action designed to achieve a long-term goal. Perspective, a particular way of considering something. Collaborate, collaboration, to work jointly on an activity or project. Innovative, featuring new methods, ideas, or products. Coordinator, a person who organizes events or activities. Feedback, information about reactions to a product, performance, etc. Strength, a good or beneficial quality or attribute of a person or thing. Did you enjoy the story of Alex and the Green Thread team? Have you ever faced similar challenges in your group projects? Share your experiences in the comments below. If this story helped you improve your English while entertaining you, please hit the like button and subscribe to Story Driven English. We post new stories every week to help you master English in a fun and engaging way. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss our latest uploads. Until next time, happy learning.